Margaret Barrett.
Hello.
So we want to talk about Hollywood and how it's changed. And of course, you know that I'm obsessed with fashion. And of course, so I'm obsessed with Hollywood.
If you think about it, no one knew who any of those designers were in the 40s,
Right.
50s, 60s. It wasn't really until Joan Rivers started asking people
Oh.
on the red carpet who designed your gown, because she was really into fashion.
Oh, wow.
And started looking back before Joan got on the scene, no one ever asked anyone.
Yes.
Maybe not no one ever, but it was a very
Yeah.
infrequent question. And then Joan Rivers came on the scene, and she would stop everyone. The first question is like, "You look great. Who are you wearing?" You know? And that's when we started going, "Oh, it's not just whoever FARRAH FAWCETT wearing this
Yeah.
dress. It's a dress by Halston."
And
right?
interesting because I'll bet people didn't even know who those designers were. Or the luncheon lady would go to whatever, hotel, and they'd have built a stage, and there was these fabulous dinner, tables, and everyone was there. And so those people knew.
They all shopped at the same stores.
Yeah, Fred
Helen,
Heyman.
you're right. Neiman's and Saks.
Yeah, and these brands, these designers are
right.
And so they have these new designers, and obviously they're marketing to a new.
They're marketing to younger and younger people.
Absolutely.
Not,
absolutely.
The ladies who lunch anymore who are 40, 50, 60, but these young teenagers, these
Yeah.
young 20-somethings.
Yeah. So the clothes used to be much more sophisticated.
Right.
Yeah.
And now they're a lot wackier, they're a lot more youthful.
Have you seen the latest runway show?
Probably not.
There are so many more designers that are just coming out, and great respect, because you are designing new fabrics, you're thinking about sustainability right on. The general public is having a little bit of trouble understanding.
And that was when it was for the general public. Obviously, there were people in the fashion industry, in the garmento industry.
Seventh Avenue.
Exactly. So
Yeah.
there's always been that. There's always been the Hollywood costumers. There's always been the high-end, Parisian couture
Yeah.
houses.
Yeah.
But I don't think the average American cared about designers really
No.
until the 80s.
No. Halston
Yes.
is the one.
Yes.
Halston was
Because he
the
put his name on
one.
everything.
All the gals and guys that partied at Studio 54.
Yeah.
That's where they were seen. People were
Well, he
taking
became a
notice. They
celebrity.
wanted to get in,
He became
and
a celebrity
he dressed so
himself.
many people
Yes.
that
When he also marketed himself, and he put his name on perfume, on jewelry.
Not
on
only that,
tennis-
or
it was
JCPenney.
Yeah, it was some.
Yeah.
Even before he did that, he was designing his own, line. I think he was one of the first ones to do it very successful.
So Breakfast at Tiffany's.
Yes, that's
Okay.
what we call
Audrey
iconic.
Hepburn,
Yes.
and I think
And Givenchy.
Givenchy, darling, yes.
She arguably started the whole little black dress trend. I mean, women have always worn little black dresses, but that term "little black dress" kind of
totally came from there.
it came
Absolutely.
from her, and then
Yeah.
she's wearing that beautiful dress because it's not an evening gown.
Right.
It's a cocktail dress,
Right.
but it's a very simple, elegant one that you could.
I just wanted to say that Audrey Hepburn and Givenchy were great friends, and it wasn't unusual for the movie stars to be friends with fashion designers as they would be at the same cocktail party.
Hollywood started in a way different direction when it came to dressing the stars.
Hollywood costume designers absolutely would have taken their cue from the couture houses in Europe, but they weren't going to those couture houses having them
Right.
designed for
Right.
the movies because
Oh.
they had a whole wardrobe.
Yeah.
But they were obviously very well aware of what was fashionable. But
Yeah.
then the wardrobe department would design it.
Recently, that dang dress.
This is the Audrey Hepburn dress from Givenchy.
Was on auction and sold for $960,000. That Givenchy dress. So it's interesting what's become important to us.
They had the professional wardrobe people dressing in, the professional hair and makeup. I mean, they still have that today, but it
Yeah.
was so much more structured. I think now today's celebrities bring a lot more of their own personal style into the workplace.
But
they just didn't have that choice for it.
so it's not really even the stars making those darn
but
decisions.
It's the stylists they've hired to say this is
Yeah.
how I want to look.
Yeah,
just
yeah,
make
yeah.
you look this way.
Yeah.
And so it takes the studios out of the equation.
Yes.
I feel like whoever Jennifer Aniston's stylist is,
Right.
they know her look. You know,
Right.
her beachy chic, you know, California girl look. They're not going to put her in a fur coat. You know?
Right.
You know,
Right.
so I think that the star's own personality comes more into play with what they were today than it did.
Oh,
I mean, you know, it's so different now. And I think they obviously still have wardrobes, but they also have stylists who
Okay.
go buy the clothes off
Yeah,
the rack
okay.
for some
I
sort of.
think the new stars are so packaged, and so they're supposed to show up and wear these beautiful designer clothes.
Right.
But is it really their style?
I mean, it is if they're getting paid by the brand to make all this, you know. Again, back in Hollywood's golden era, no one knew who was dressing Grace Kelly, you know.
Right.
No one knew who was dressing Marilyn Monroe.
Right.
It didn't matter. It was Marilyn Monroe wearing this
And
outfit.
it's so weird.
I would kind of argue that fashion, or at least labels, are more important now than they've ever been. It's almost like we can't even buy anything unless it has a brand now, which was never the case before. Before it was how it looked and its quality.
Yes.
And
No,
but I really
it didn't
think Joan
matter.
Rivers brought that whole
Weird.
who made it, because I think she loved fashion, and I think she was just genuinely interested, and that's how she connected with these movie stars. Because
Yeah.
she didn't know who they were.
Uh-huh.
I mean, she made so many mistakes on the red carpet, saying, "Oh, like you were so great in this movie," and it was not, and that actress was not in that movie. She didn't know what the hell she was doing.
Oh my
But I
God.
think she truly loved fashion. She truly loved jewelry, and so that's how she connected. Like,
Yeah.
I love your gown. Who
Yeah.
made it?
Entertainment memorabilia expert Margaret Barrett has helped us see some light regarding Hollywood's yesterday and today. Yesterday's studios were more structured and clothing more sophisticated, and definitely they marketed the movie stars in a different way with controlling the styling. There were some movie stars that were friends with fashion designers, were really fun to look at, like Audrey Hepburn and Givenchy. Today, everything's changed. Even though the studio is involved in styling and marketing their movie stars, well, fashion in Hollywood is anything but structured. Look forward to seeing some interesting things out there.